Hey guys, happy Friday. My name's Leighton and today I am preparing to... Hello. Oh, sorry. Just when you thought no one can interrupt your shots, I've got the noodle guy delivering some noodles for next door. Alright, let's try this again. Today I'm cooking a batch of Pho Ân, or the Vietnamese stewed beef. I was meant to do it yesterday, but I couldn't because the meat never arrived. So I'm gonna start this off, let it run, and then I'm gonna sit down, have lunch with you guys and tell you a crazy story. So as you can see, even on a day off, I get disturbed so many times by the delivery guy. And that was the butcher who's given this to Mum as an offering for the mistake they made yesterday. So I'm going to get into that story shortly. Em cá Trump gì á?
Cá chăm thua tiền.
Thua tiền là nhiều người thua không?
Nhiều chứ.
Mẹ.
Okay,
chào chú.
Okay,
Alright, so that was one of my previous butchers, Hoan Hee in Inala. I'll save that story for another day. So he's working as a delivery driver for my butcher. And that last part there, I'm going to explain it in a second. So this is looking really nice. Have a look at that color. Just gonna set this for 3 hours. And now I'm gonna go have some lunch. I'm doing what a lot of typical Vietnamese people like to do, especially in Inala. Have a Vietnamese coffee. Read the free Vietnamese newspaper and eat some Vietnamese food. This morning I didn't order Uber, but my nephew Noah brought this downstairs to me. What did you buy me?
No, Grandma bought you food.
Thank you.
Grandma.
More food so I can review. Mum and sister went to Sunnybank this morning for some yum cha. They went to a new place next to Landmark. Apparently there's a better place for yum cha located just next door to Landmark. And this doesn't surprise me at all because the last time I was at Landmark was probably a year and a half ago and we didn't even eat. We sat down, there was absolutely no service whatsoever, it was just chaotic, and we said, nah, we're done. So we just got up and left basically. So after they were done, they went down to Pho Ân, and Mum actually purchased a cơm tấm, or the broken Vietnamese pork chop rice. They purchased that, but for whatever reason, when we got home, opened it up, it's actually a bún. So basically, we got someone else's order, and it's pretty funny because yesterday I was doing the review on bún chả, talking about bún chả, which is the northern version of the noodle salad. And here we've got the southern version, which looks like this. So the southern version, you just pour the dressing over, everyone knows this. Definitely prefer this to the bún chả from last night. This fish sauce here is actually really good. I'm actually surprised. This is the bún. Unbelievable. So one of the problems trying to shoot at this store is the phone is just ringing constantly. So I'm still gonna roll through it. This is the bún đặc biệt from Pho Ân. And the thing about Pho Ân is they're a pho restaurant just like I am. But I'm gonna leave my thoughts about that store for another episode because I've got a very long story about them. And just to go through the list of Vietnamese restaurants in Sunnybank, just to prove that I know my stuff. Over on the Kmart side, you've got Vietnam Corner, which I think Vietnam Corner, yep, that I was at the other day. You've got Pho Ân, which is in the food court opposite the cinemas. Across from that, you've got that Viet place where the snooker hall side is. And then across from that, you've got Market Square. You've got Pho Hùng, Pho Hiền Vương, and the new guy upstairs in the new section, Góc Viet. Now, I can't talk about Sunnybank without talking about the extensions to Market Square. Now, Mr. Nguyen, Kevin Nguyen, used to be my landlord back in my first store in Fortitude Valley. So I know him personally. I still got his number on my phone. It's unbelievable. Just when I'm about to tell a ripping story, So a long time ago, probably talking about 6 years ago, I sat in Mr. Yuen's office on Bow Desert Road and he was talking to me about the extensions to Market Square and how much of a hassle it's going to be to do it because there's just so much disruptions and having to do it in stages and all. So anyway, he's done it, he's finished, but the thing is, I'd be remiss without talking about the color scheme that he's chosen. It's a really ugly Tiffany's blue or green, whatever you can call it, type of color, and I really hate it. Every time I drive past, I just sort of shake my head.
How ugly is that?
But back to our story here. Did you know it's 2:30? The store's obviously closed. Before the butcher dropped this offering for me to give to Mum, because Mum's a bit pissed off. And the reason for that is the butcher's f***ed up the orders for the last 2 days, and there's a reason for it. But before I get into the reason, I want to explain this here. This looks like some sweets, Vietnamese sweets. As we open this up. So the point of this, it's like an offering. It's like in Greek mythology or the Aztecs.
They felt they owed a debt to the gods, one the people should continue to pay every day. Otherwise, the sun would not rise.
The people would offer an offering to the gods so that the gods don't get angry. And this is unbelievable. The phone has rung like 10 times and it's almost 3 o'clock. In ancient mythology, the people used to make sacrifices. F*** me. Is this person for real? It's like 3 o'clock Friday afternoon. The stores normally close at this time anyway, and it's still calling. It's just f***ing up my stories. So in ancient mythology, civilizations like the Greeks or the Aztecs used to make sacrifices and offerings to the gods to appease them. So the butcher's done a similar thing, offering some chè and bang to Mum to appease her because they've f***ed up over the last few days with the orders. And this is really out of character for them. And there's a good reason why, and I'm going to explain this right now. So in my vlog the other day, I said it was Inauguration Day in America, which means a lot of people in Inala, or I'd say back where I'm from, Cabra, a lot of people have lost a lot of money. Now, just to put things into context, Vietnamese people love to bet and they bet big. And what's happened is a lot of business owners in Inala have put really big wagers on Trump winning the election from last year. And we're talking thousands, and I know this personally because it's the talk of Inala at the moment. Basically, if you went down to Inala the other day, things just aren't as they seem. There's just chaos and people aren't focusing on their work, which explains why the butcher stuffed up my order the other day. I was supposed to cook that bok choy yesterday, but she, for some reason, forgot my order and it didn't turn up yesterday. And I spoke to Mum about this yesterday. I said, you know, how come they missed it? That's just really odd. So Mum explained to me that a lot of people can't focus right now because they're owing a lot of money to a lot of people. Therefore, if you got to pay your gambling debts today, obviously that's all you're focused on. You know, you can't focus on anything else like people's orders, and that's exactly what happened.
That's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a fuck, that's what they don't understand. I'm back again like flu season, I broke.
Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Wednesday the 4th of November and it's the start of a brand new week here at the store with lots of things to prep. I've been here for a couple of hours, but to be honest, I haven't done a single thing because I've been distracted following the US elections, which seems to be quite the spectacle.
Donald Trump.
Trump? Okay, more Trump.
Em nghĩ là Biden sẽ thắng. Joe Biden.
Ai?
Joe Biden.
Biden?
Yeah.
Rồi Linh ai thắng? Trump hả? Em nhìn camera em nói.
Trump. Vậy em nghĩ là Trump thắng.
Trump thắng phải không? Ok.
Nếu anh thắng là bố sẽ cho anh 10 đồng. Chờ trên là bố vậy.
Anh nghĩ Biden thắng vì nó màu xanh, tiệm của mình màu xanh.
Anh với lại anh chỉ là Biden.
Ok, Biden.
Có anh mình chống lưng ok rồi.
In Inala, I'd guess 9 in 10 people support Trump. And the reason for this is his hardline stance on China. And this is not what I'm hearing. This is also what I'm hearing in America. I think reading last year in the New York Times, there was a Vietnamese person they interviewed and he pretty much said this exact same line because Trump is tough on China. So a lot of people in Inala, reading the news, CNN, whatever they're watching, believe that Trump was going to win. So they were certain of this, so they started putting bets with one another. I'm not talking about going to the TAB and putting a $20 bet down. I mean, we're talking thousands. And I know this for sure because even some of my staff next door have lost a lot of money too. So you saw that I was having a chat to the butcher from Inala and he's confirmed all this. I originally heard this off the grapevine. I sort of didn't believe it, but you've heard it from the horse's mouth. It is true, a lot of people have lost a lot of money. And you might be wondering, the election results came out last year. Why is there such a kerfuffle over it now? And that's because the people who lost bets didn't want to pay up. They weren't going to pay up until it was official and Biden was sworn in, because these people still believed up until the last minute there was going to be some Hail Mary pass that Trump would hold on to power and they weren't going to have to pay out, but they did. And over the last few days, I think people were moving money around to just pay people off, and yeah, and that is the gossip for today. Tim thiệt tặng mẹ. Xoài cúng, gọi là cúng. Đâu biết, chắc vì làm sai mấy bên này hả? Coi even nói chuyện với chú Hoan Hỷ mà nhau thì chú nói đúng.
Không có con xanh trệt để làm.
Oh my god.
Giá với người ta là 1 đồng ăn 3 đồng mà.
What the fuck?
Chơi phải là 1.000 đồng thành ra mất 3.000 luôn mà chung 3.000, hiểu không?
Alright, so if you didn't understand that, the way they betted in Inala, it's not like the odds are 1-to-1 where, sorry, I'm not a betting person, so basically if you put down $20 and you win, you get $20. It's not like that. They'll go in a ratio, 1-to-3. If you put down $20, you got back 60. So if you betted 1,000 and you lost, you have to pay the other guy 3,000. Which goes back to my original point that the Viets love to gamble and they love a good return on investment. Obviously, when you lose, this is what happens. People forget your meat orders.